Hello model car fans, welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and this week I want to update you on my 2020 Shelby GT500 build here, the trans kit from Fugu Garage that I'm applying to the Tamiya Mustang GT4 here. And if you've been following along, it's been a while since I've updated this, and with all the projects I've had going on and off my desk, some of the heavy work that's been involved, so this one kind of took a backseat for a little while. As you can kind of tell, some of you have been asking what's been going on with it or what's the status is. And there's not a whole lot to really show. You saw when I built and did the resin conversion and put this nose on. But since then, you can see I've obviously painted it and finished the body work. So, and I shot it with the Scale Finishes Ford Grabber Lime, which this is the factory color for it. So shot it with this, and I got a little bit left there if I need to, but shot the body, the door handles, and then the chassis here, which this has not been clear coated. Don't really think I'm going to clear coat the chassis. I'm not really sure. I'm going to paint this and detail this and just have a little bit of fun with it. Don't have any under chassis shots of the car. And what I have seen, this is a race car chassis, so there's really a number of things that are different between this and the street car. And it's pretty much a curbside anyway with no engine. This has an engine, sort of. You can see the bottom half of it. The hood doesn't open. So some of the detail is really lacking. That doesn't bother me at all. Sometimes I kind of like not having a full detail build, and I can just kind of enjoy it for what it is. And that's kind of what I do with it. But I shot this color, and I'll work on some of the parts under there, but not really taking this too close to heart as far as accuracy goes. And some things I can fix, some things I just want to build it and enjoy it. So some of the things that kind of sidelined this was part of it was the anxiety. Got this color on, got it on there nice. Some parts are a little duller than others. It just seemed to be when I was spraying it was pretty hot outside, so trying to get it wet and lay down. It laid down nice. And when I was masking it, it pulled completely off the front here, which is really no big deal. I'm blacking out the entire inside of this. So it's all overspray right now, and it's just a chunk of resin. But that's not a big deal because all of this is going to be semi-gloss black. So I did sand this smooth, and that way so the next layer of paint will stick. But the next layer is going to be clear, and then I'll semi-gloss that. But on the real car, these pieces are gloss black, and then the grills are semi-gloss black, and there's just a mixture of gloss and semi-gloss flat black. So I've got all of this painted, and some of it I actually had to hand paint, but most of it's airbrushed, but I hand painted in there at the headlights. And I'll pick them out with some detail painting. And this thing's pretty much ready for clear. But I'm trying to keep the minimum amount of paint in those grills because they're very nice and fine detail, but very easy to fill those with paint. So I'm just kind of taking that easy, but getting up in there. And then this whole front chin spoiler is black, but it's all semi-gloss. And even as I've been researching and finding out, the splitters that go here, they're all semi-gloss and everything. So a good chunk of it is semi-gloss, even though it's the carbon package. A lot of it really isn't actually carbon fiber. But I did find out, I know the wheels are carbon fiber, and that's what I want to do on this. I was starting to look into hydro dipping, and if anybody makes any decals or anything like that. And from what I'm seeing, it's pretty expensive, and I didn't see anybody making the actual print for them. So I think I'm just going to get some more carbon fiber decal and do these in a whole bunch of segments. So the wheels should be carbon fiber, and this wing, the wing should be carbon fiber also. The rest of this is all semi-gloss black. Haven't painted any of this, but just slowly working on the body. But those will come along later. So my next steps are really laying down the decals on this. And I've shown these before. I've just got a whole bunch of sections, but most of this I'm going to use. And then I'll cut some sections and put some stripes on the side. So I just got multiple things for black basically to cut and do that, to put the decals on the side and across the whole thing, and I'll shoot clear on it. One thing that did happen to me, these door handles, they're very fragile, and I actually broke one. And so it was a pain to glue back together, get it body worked and everything. And I don't know which one of those two is broken, but I did break one of them. And they're not resin, they're the actual plastic ones. They're just very frail. So I had to work on that, and that was really not that big of a deal. And I started painting a lot of the interior. So like here's a door panel, the tub's in there. There's the back seat delete, glued that in place. So this is 2 resin parts, but started fitting that and working on detailing the interior. Here's the dash, but I broke a brake pedal, or yeah, the brake pedal broke. So I'll have to glue that back on, but that was in the box that way. I glued that piece on and then painted it, and bouncing around in the box actually broke that pedal. So I got to fix that. I got some other things to do, but I started working on some of the other pieces. Loving the way these seats are coming out. These are just awesome seats. But there's some gray sections on there that I have to pick out and paint. So I'll be doing that. And then I started shooting a number of the chassis parts here, as you can see. And they're all in there, but I got to glue the engine halves together. So I think I'll get some more done to this and probably update more of this video looking at the exhaust here. This is a race exhaust. This really doesn't represent the street exhaust at all, even though the kit comes with resin mufflers. But we'll keep working on some of this. So I'll do another update to this video. I'll do a little more, and then I'll do a little update and keep this video going here. So stick around and stay tuned. Well, here we are, doing a little bit more work to this, of course, and I was planning on putting the decals on the top and the sides here, and decided I was going to mask and paint the stripes here on the side. So just getting that going, and just laying the masking tape down, getting it all done, and spraying the stripes. And they're pretty basic on these. They don't say GT500. They're just 2 twin stripes, and it got a little white here on the side, but I'm happy with the results here. So I was going to do a little bit of color sanding, get the lips to go away just a little bit, and blend it in. And I got both sides done. So I was really happy with how that was going out. And I was pulling the masking tape off. Now, I had an issue where it peeled off of here, so I was being careful, but that still didn't prevent a chunk coming off the roof there. So that happened, but at least it's far away from everything else. It's the whole green roof, so I can mask and airbrush that. But there's quite a bit. You can actually feel it with your fingernail. So I may scuff that just a little bit. I got a couple of ideas on how I'm going to repair that. And there's a couple of different ways, so there's really no right or wrong way of doing it, but you have to deal with it. And I know many of you had that, but I feel pretty happy that it's far away from everything. It's on the roof. I don't have the stripes on the roof yet. So it happened. It sucks. But for you guys, it's now an opportunity for me to do the repair and show you how I'm going to do the repair. So I'll start a whole nother video on that. So I'll do that. So thanks for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments. I really appreciate it. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.